Ace Attorney has an amazing soundtrack, complete with their very own stellar tracks. What makes Ace Attorney's OST unique is how each game has a different composer for the OST. Today I'll be comparing the original soundtrack of two games in this series with a similar style of soundtrack. Of course, I'm talking about the Wrestling vs Ace Attorney and Daigaku Paibon. I will be comparing the OSTs only in areas they share with each other and how they work. For example, I cannot do investigation themes as Wrestling vs Ace Attorney doesn't have any of those, but I will do witness themes and part themes as both games share these types of tracks. I will be focusing on how each theme sounds, the atmosphere they give and how they work as their respective themes. My own personal bias is included too, somewhat, but I won't let it get in the way. The only character themes I will end up comparing is the Buzzkill themes, but it would be out of fun and not included in the initial scoring. And with that, let us begin! The Professoring Courtroom Lobby theme is dark and atmospheric, gives off a clear dungeon medieval vibe, and gives you an anxious feeling in your gut. It also feels somewhat sad in a sense. The trumpet helps reinforce the fact that you are facing a trial that's dark and dangerous. I can't help feel as if I have heard this song before, like some sort of weird deja vu, almost very Apollo Justice-y. Nah, probably nothing. DGS doesn't sound as gear twisting, but it does let us know that this is a matter of importance. So it makes us feel very relaxed at the same time. It does sound very nice, but it doesn't sound too good. One can argue it feels pretty boring, not much of a treat to the ear. Between the two themes, I'll have to give the point to Professoring vs Ace Attorney. The atmospheric attitude and the calming, yet creepy at the same time. And that sounds generally better than DGS. PlvsAA makes us feel pretty nauseous in the long run. It is dark and foreboding. The feeling is like a pair of eyes staring deep into your souls. It feels a bit too soft sounding, but works marvelous while giving us a heavy feeling. my god! This chord begins theme is very dramatic. The splendid use of trumpets and violins is pretty outstanding. You truly feel we're in the presence of greatness when this theme is played. The sounds of violins being used in the background cements the imperial sound of the theme. It is a true treat for the ears. This round goes to DGS, and the sheer awesomeness of the chord begins. It is vastly a treat for the ears. The dramatic tension is cool, and as the chord begins theme, it is extremely befitting for one set in the Great British Empire and Meiji-era Japan. This contrasts quickly to PlvsAA and the subtle yet dark medieval as chord begins, which in of itself is cool, but nonetheless, point goes to DGS. The Zeiks Witnesses is extremely whimsical in nature. That is literally the best way to describe this theme, whimsical. It is very relaxing and shows pieces of a serious side to these witnesses, and midway through, where the melody becomes slightly more wilder. The best way to describe this song is like a gentle breeze across the wind. Witnesses enter the court in contrast to Zeiks Witnesses is a lot, for lack of a better word, stoic in tone. Feels serious, surprising, yet very catchy in tune. Shows hints of musicality from time to time, by the triangle sounds made at the beginning proportioned with the guitar. It is not twisting, yet very calming. These rounds goes to Witnesses enter the court. The soft senses of whimsicality mixing with the heavy stoicness and the seriousness really sells it as a proper witness theme. Farce is a strange one. Like most people things, this is more over the top in tone. Naive people, being the first to use the Farce theme, were trying too hard to give this theme the feeling of what the heck is going on here? What is happening? And it is surprisingly excels at this a lot. Whenever this theme plays, I always think of the entire world turning upside down as everything is destroyed, and all that is pure insanity and idiots. like Mike Meekin. The daunting sound and the over-the-top attitude gives this game the humorous push it needed. Well, good push that was. Lively people gives off the exact same vibe as Niave people, but the way it does it is different, slightly though. Still have the pure sense of humorous insanity clearly present within the scene, but it feels more outlandish, for lack of a better word. The typical insanity feeling but with more in the fun of the insanity, instead of full-blown weirdos but full of weird weirdos in the weirdo thing. Yes, Penny's full of weirdos. Overall, it's a pretty solid theme. This round goes to Niave people. It's all thanks to the way it presented the fun and insanity, giving you the huge impact on the randomness you face in these witch trials. Mob Boss's daunting piano and music box-esque sound style feels so mystical. Feels like an instant reminder that we're in a witch trial set in medieval England, Grand Inquisition. It pulls the unnerving and calming at the same time. The mystical element still packs a good punch in terms of atmosphere. It's a treat to listen to, as well as the catchy and jaunty piano really gets stuck in your head. This is more of a calming theme. Calm is the best way to describe this cross-examination theme. It's kind of slow and relaxes your muscles, but it does make the actual examination feel slower than it should be. And it's boring to listen to. Very, very boring. This one goes to Mob Cross 2012. The jaunty piano and the mystical element not only create a layer of atmosphere, but it's also fun to be listening to in contrast to DGS's boring cross-examination. The allegro themes are more fast-paced, action-packed version of the moderato version of the standard cross-examination. Mob Allegro does this well. The way it pushes the atmosphere of pressure and tension is pretty outstanding. Hypes you up for a mob of liars so well you can't help but feel as if you want to expose flying witnesses so badly. And man, I love that moment with the violin solo and the change that vibe's given up in the middle. It would suffice to say that this team does a good job. at sucking you up and feeling pretty darn epic. Compared to most allegros, this theme feels more upbeat than tense than most. It does a good job of sucking you up to an extent at least. It also gives up subtle hints to the aforementioned mob allegro, which is scattered throughout this theme. The MIDI is awesome in this song, and that practicing alone makes this theme gorgeous. This round goes to mob allegro. The levels of tension repeatedly rising give you a big sense of adrenaline akin to a pursuit theme as you hunt for the truth during a cross-examination. Whereas DGS has a similar feel, but it doesn't live up to the sense of hype mob has. Logic and Baroque is super catchy, with its music-box-esque tune and the sheer amount of mysticality used within the theme. Gives you the correct vibe you expect from a medieval courtroom to get the brain gears turning if you wish to understand the prosecution's argument. It also offers a trance-like element through the violin to boot. Just like Logic and Barouque, it offers a cute music box vibe to it to fit the time period. It's soft yet it feels like the brain cells are relaxed in the most intelligent way possible, if that makes even a lick of sense. There's no doubt the calming and relaxing nature to give off a good impact on you. Now this is thinking music. Winner for this round is DGS's Logic and Trick. The feeling of, well, logic this theme has to other feels so relaxing and calming, yet it puts your brain cells in the right position to be understanding the situation. mean, this works a ton. Works so well, yet too well. It does a good job at tying a knot in your gut when things are downhill, but it really makes as if it's doing its job too well, trying to be too busy trying to get you ready for your top hats that it misses the actual point of actually sounding good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it feels really good. I think the atmosphere it gives is pretty amazing, but it doesn't do a good job at, actually sounding good. I mean, but I'll give it props for doing its job really well. The Great String version 1 is pretty tense. The eerie spine-tickling yet somehow catchy melody is able to tighten the knot around your gut pretty well. Makes you feel pretty anxious for whatever moment you are on. Needless to say, it's pretty well done. It's a tie. String suspense's great atmosphere creating is just as good as the Great String's catchy and eeriness. Totally feels like the crime saying one is better than the other. Objection just captures the great feeling of a medieval hero. The blaring trumpets in the background mixed with the just as blaring tuba fits so perfectly. That tuba wasn't a trumpet, so in the middle is so well done as well. This theme may be a little bit slow, but there's no denying this theme gives you the right feeling in the setting. God, I just love this objection theme so much. The pacing of this song, mixing with the great instrumental work, oh my, this is epicness. That's what feeling you get by just pointing your finger and shouting, OBJECTION! Or in this case, DGS! Couldn't get any more exhilarating. Fine work of art this is. Hands down, this goes to Objection 2015. Objection 2012 does a good job at being like a Sir Blue Knight, but Objection 25 does a good job of making you feel like you have the entire legal power at your fingertips, and I love it for that. fantastic. The organ at the beginning, building up into a flurry of trumpets, and then a mix of both, creating a climactic MIDI. You know the killers on their last legs when this song plays in the background. The amount of tension and stakes in this game is really awesome. It makes you feel like you have the power to make someone tell the truth. This is dark. No! This is beyond dark. The dramatic tension, subtle build-up, ascending into dramatic fingers of accusation. Your stomach drops so low when this game plays. So much so you might lose your lungs. The ending where just the trumpets playing in the background sends chills every time. Almost as if it relates to a character who plays you for a fool. It's dark as grandiose. Confess the Truth 2015 gets this round. The drama, the tension, the everything. It just so works well together. It is so awesome and deserves every bit of that word. Casting magic is chaotic in an amazing way, an epic way. It goes full throttle exactly like a medieval siege. You can practically feel the grand scale of the castle being taken over. But the problem of the song being played 4 times in total is that it isn't there to deliver that amazing when you're trying or show that amazing composition to blow the courtroom away. This is beautiful. The grand feeling of taking down that big bad killer with this beam playing in the background, this makes you feel the most epic glory of the century. The furious feeling is so well done and I feel like bursting someone for a crime. This round goes to the Great Turnabout. Casting Magic does a great job of conveying the setting of the game, but in the Great Turnabout's case, this pursuit theme not only fits the game so well, it represents it so darn well, and that is epic. The reason why I didn't use any of the English chord themes is that it is an acoustic version of the first game's OST. And since Labryinthia is the game's main OST, of course I'm using it, but there's no victory theme in Labryinthia. And this is the only victory theme in the game. It even plays in the only victory-worthy moment in Labryinthia. The first victory is my favorite victory theme in the series, and this remix holds the same spirit as the original. The sweetness to your feeling is kept and I quite like that, but I feel as if the orchestic theme just softens down the immense feeling of laughs, tears, pain and triumph of the original. And its own right, it feels pretty darn sweet. I just like the overall feel of the victory, but as a biased old goat, this one is better. Great Turnabout for my friend gives obvious vibes of the aforementioned first victory remix. Feels just as sweet and just as relief-beating as the first victory. You know you saved a life from the death sentence, you know you did well, and that's kind of the beauty of this theme. This one goes to Great Turnabout for my friend. Unlike the English code version of the first victory, the orchestra works in the favor for the victory theme and it does it so well. You can feel the instruments pressing your heartstrings. And the first victory remix does it well, but like I said, it softens up the actual feeling of the original, in my opinion. The Sword of Labryinthia feels so fitting for Barnham. This feels like a true theme for a medieval hero. Sorry about that objection 2012. Barnham's attitude is represented perfectly by the blaring trumpets and tubas. I just love the feeling of chivalry being portrayed within this and how this feels pretty epic. It gives the vibe that you are facing a proper friend court. Sweep of the Old Bailey. My oh my, do I love this soundtrack. The chills down your spine. Man, oh man. Barok is my favorite prosecutor of all time. And this song sums up everything that I love about this guy. The tense feeling of terror and horror presented is fine-tuned, and I just love the way it feels like the fury of, well, grim, for lack of a better word. The feeling of grief and mourning is also present. This actually fits with the name pun for Barok, which is a play in the Japanese word barouque, which means broken. I just downright love this feeling that's given off here. As I stated earlier, this segment is pointless. Guess I said it the wrong way. And is this me fully opinionated? The reason why I didn't delve into character themes in this video is because each character is different, plays a different role. Their themes represent what they do and their role. Not all Ace-Attorney games have people as a similar role. The prosecutors are a grey area, and maybe the detectives as well. Nearly every game has a main prosecutor character, and each has their own individual theme to represent themselves and how they work on each role. And all different characters in their own right, with their own style of method. We have knights, samurais, monks, and well, even Queen. But their themes work so well and pretty awesome. So I did this just because I love the themes, but I made it pointless because it's in fact by technicality. The winner of this video is DGS. So what do you guys think? What is your opinion of both these games? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe so I'll have a reason to live so I won't cease to exist. I'm HeroMan66475, signing out.